The $1.2 billion crypto heist no one saw coming. This wasn't a hack. No system was broken. No encryption failed. No code was exploited. And yet, $1.2 billion disappeared in plain sight. At the center of the collapse was a company everyone trusted. FTX, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world, backed by celebrities, praised by investors, regulated, audited, respected, or so it seemed. Its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, was presented as a different kind of billionaire. Messy hair, simple clothes, public promises about ethics and responsibility. He wasn't selling greed, he was selling trust. For years, FTX grew at an impossible speed. Billions in daily volume, millions of users, political connections, media praise. People didn't ask how it worked. They assumed it did. Behind the scenes, there was no clear separation. Customer funds and company funds existed in the same space. Controls were weak. Oversight was minimal. Access was shared. This wasn't decentralization. It was chaos. The illusion held as long as confidence remained. But confidence is fragile. In November 2022, the first cracks became visible. Questions about liquidity, rumors about internal transfers, concerns about Alameda Research, the trading firm closely tied to FTX. Suddenly, withdrawals increased, and FTX couldn't keep up. Within days, the exchange collapsed. Trading halted. Withdrawals froze. Users panicked. Billions were already gone. Then something even stranger happened. After FTX filed for bankruptcy, after the system was supposedly dead, more than $1 billion began moving. Wallets linked to FTX started draining funds. Tokens were swapped. Assets were transferred. Balances vanished. Live. On-chain. Visible to everyone. This wasn't a secret. Blockchain explorers tracked every movement. The world watched in real time as hundreds of millions of dollars left the exchange. At first, people assumed it was a hacker. That explanation felt safe. If it was a hack, the system wasn't broken. Someone else was. But the truth was far more uncomfortable. The wallets had legitimate access. Private keys worked. Permissions were valid. No defenses were bypassed. This meant only one thing. Someone inside still had control. In the chaos after the collapse, internal security collapsed with it. Employees were locked out. Others weren't. There was no clear authority, no clear ownership, no clear control. FTX didn't fall apart in a single moment. It dissolved. As investigators later revealed, basic security practices were missing. No proper key management. No real separation of duties. No effective logging. This wasn't negligence. It was absence. When billions flow through systems built on trust instead of structure, collapse isn't a risk, it's a certainty. The missing $1.2 billion was never one clean theft. It was a series of movements, confusion layered on top of access, access layered on top of trust. Some funds were recovered, most were not. And the question of who exactly moved them remains partially unanswered. That uncertainty is the most important part of the story, because it proves something fundamental. This wasn't a failure of blockchain. The ledger worked perfectly. Every transaction was recorded. Every movement was visible. This was a failure of human systems, of governance, of discipline, of control. FTX looked modern, but behind the interface, it was fragile. People believed the size of the company meant safety. They believed regulation meant protection. They believed transparency meant accountability. None of those beliefs were true. The crypto industry learned a painful lesson that week, not about decentralization, but about centralization pretending to be safe. The money didn't disappear because of a genius hacker. It disappeared because too many people trusted a system they didn't understand. And when that trust broke, there was nothing holding the system together. The collapse of FTX wasn't sudden. It was delayed. Delayed by confidence. Delayed by reputation. Delayed by belief. $1.2 billion didn't vanish overnight. It slipped away through gaps no one wanted to see. This is why the heist was invisible. There was no break-in, no alarms, no dramatic moment, just silence. In the end, the biggest crypto theft in history was not a crime of skill. It was a crime of access. And access is always more dangerous than force, because force can be resisted. Access is trusted. The $1.2 billion crypto heist wasn't something no one could stop. It was something no one expected. And that is why it worked. Koritka pauza. Systems don't fail when they are attacked. They fail when they are believed. And belief, when misplaced, is the most expensive vulnerability of all. Tisha.